Hi everyone, it's Kim from Kim Taylor Ultimate Speaker, and as promised I'm bringing you a weekly tip and strategy to help you with your public speaking skills and your communication skills. And I know that there's a lot of people share with me just how there's the fear of getting up and speaking in front of a group, how that can really show up in the form of a dry mouth, pounding heart, churning stomach and all those really uncomfortable feelings. So, and I just wonder, can you relate to when you're at a networking event and it's your turn to do an elevator and it's coming round and you're not even hearing what is happening beforehand because you're feeling so nervous about how you're feeling. And then, am I going to remember what it is that I'm saying? And again, your heart is pounding. Or perhaps you've gone into a meeting or a conference and someone hasn't been able to do the meeting and you've been asked oh, look, you're here, fantastic. Can you run the meeting today? Or can you be the keynote talker because somebody hasn't been able to show up? So if you can relate to any of those things, it's like great, because I have the perfect strategy for you. And even if you are the most confident speaker, it's about becoming really prepared before you go out and speak. And this was the reason why I've chosen doing this with you, is to help you with your confidence, because the more prepared we feel, the more we go out there with a clear, concise message. We remember what it is that we're going to say, because I know that you know your expertise, you're the specialist in your field, and sometimes it's about remembering what it is that you want to say. So how do you do that? So this strategy that I'm going to share with you are 5 easy steps. And I'm all about keeping it simple, elegant, and effective. So you're going to have 5 easy steps. Now, this strategy is called my Ultimate Speaker Fast Fix. And in fact, I've actually created a little postcard size reference card, and I'm happy to gift you one of these. You just need to let me know that you'd like it. And the steps are done out in a little bit of text and some images to prompt you to remember. And because it's just a small card, it's really easy to keep in your purse. So what are the 5 steps? Okay, so the very first step, and if you can relate, take yourself to a time when you're put on the spot. Maybe the phone rings. This was how I actually developed the strategy. Was I had a really awkward situation where I had to talk with this guy on the phone, and I felt really uncomfortable about what I had to say, and I felt my voice go tight, and I was nervous, and I thought, whoa, I've got to get a grip here. So I used this strategy, and this is what I've shared with clients and many, many people to help them. So here it is. Okay, the Ultimate Speaker Fast Fix checklist. Let's have some fun. Okay, so number 1 is, imagine the phone's rung, you're at the networking event waiting for your turn to come round. All those physiological things are happening, the dry mouth, the pounding heart, the shaking, or whatever it is that shows up for you. And you go, okay, step number 1 is it's time to align. It's giving yourself permission to just go, okay, deep breath in, relax, I need to be aligned here. That's the very first step. It sounds really easy, and it is easy, but it's really, really effective. So, step number 1, time to align. Step number 2 is walk before you talk. Okay? Now, this is, you give yourself permission to align, but then sometimes you've got to walk away from the situation. Perhaps you just take yourself over to the other side of the room, or you take yourself out for a breath of fresh air. That's what I did with this phone call that I ran into a challenge with. I went, right, I just asked permission. I said, look, is it okay? Can I just take a moment and come back to you? Or can I give you a call back? And he's like, oh yeah, that's fine. Off I went. I walked before I talk, because you want to be in the best frame of mind. You want to feel prepared. You want to feel perfectly in the space that you need to in order to deliver the message, whether it's a keynote, networking, or a conversation on the phone. You need to be completely aligned before you do that. So you've walked before you talk. Now it's time to breathe before and believe and, let me say it again. Step 3 is breathe and believe. Okay? So breathing is a big one, and again, it can be like, wow, that's really basic, really 101, breathing. But breathing comes back to everything. Because do you know, the first thing when we're in a difficult situation or a really stressful situation, no matter what it is, the first thing that goes out the door is our breathing. And where we just start to breathe really shallowly. In fact, most of us are breathing too shallow anyway, just in our everyday lives. So you can imagine when you get into a stressful situation, you tighten up even more and the breathing becomes even more rapid. And just try this for a moment, just while you're watching this video. Just scrunch up your shoulders really high and try and take in a deep breath. You trying it? It's really, really hard. The furthest I could get my breath down to was about here. And that's too shallow. So what happens, the science behind it is that when we get into a stressful situation, the blood leaves the thinking part of the brain, which is out in the frontal lobe. It shoots over to the back of the brain into the amygdala, which is the primitive part of the brain. And that goes into what you're probably already aware of, flight, fight, or freeze. Now, when it's back there, it's gone into protection mode. It's not letting you get, it's like, get me out of here. And it's like, okay, what do I need to do? Well, it's really simple. You start to deep breathe. So just take a couple of really deep breaths with me. Take them down as low as you possibly can into that abdomen, right down into your abdomen, into the intercostal muscles, those muscles between your rib cage, right down as low as you can. And breathe out and try that again. Starts to feel good, doesn't it? Yeah, everything. It's been proven that everything slows down. Our muscles relax, we slow down, and that's perfect because moving from step number 3 is step number 4, which on here is lower, slower, and command. And how we do that is when we actually slowed ourselves down with the deep breathing. Oh, actually, I missed a bit out. The breathe and believe. Let's just backtrack a bit to step number 3. Part of that, when you're deep breathing and taking those lovely deep breaths in, is to actually visualize how you want this to turn out. How do you want this presentation to turn out? How do you want the elevator to come across? What do you want others to feel as you're doing it? Paint the colors. Bring in your rainbow colors, your oranges, your blues, whatever it is. Bring in the sounds of that. Attach those sounds and turn up the volume on that. And bring in, how do you want to feel? How do you want others to perceive you? Just picture all of that. And what do you want to be telling yourself? You may even like to envisage a beautiful scene, like this one of Kakadu behind me in the book. A beautiful beach scene or a rainforest scene. Something that's just really special. There's something that's special to you. Or maybe it's your favorite pet. I know when I think of our beautiful Rottie, Bella, she's just like, oh, here I am, stretched out. I'm just so relaxed. And so I can picture her and go, oh, I feel calm already. So those are the types of things that you can do. So picture what it is. Keep the deep breathing. It's such a powerful step. That's step number 3. Now, step number 4, we go to slower, lower command. And slower, lower command, when you've been breathing and you're visualizing how you want something to come, everything has slowed down. Your muscles relax, you're breathing deeply, everything feels aligned. And the thing is, when you are speaking and saying what it is that you want to say, being clear, concise, getting your message across, what actually happens is people will listen to you more. Isn't that interesting? Now, have you ever noticed, and this is it, nothing against us girls, but we tend to have a higher voice. But when we slow it down and we take our voice just a tiny bit lower, not out of our realm of our voice range, but just take it a bit lower, so we're speaking more from our diaphragm, then people will listen more. It's easier to listen to a guy speak than it is for a girl, to listen to a girl, because our voices are higher. So you'll actually have people listening to you more when you do that. Now the command is like, let's own the space. You know, you have amazing information to share with your audience, with the people that are around there, people that can really use your services and the products that you provide. Let's own the space and deliver that in such a way that people are going like, wow, I've got to really have a conversation with you. So own that space. That's that command of that space, no matter where that stage is, whether it's talking on the phone, in a meeting, in your work environment, at a network, or in a conference, doing a presentation. Wherever it is, it's slower, lower command. And then when you go back, of course, step number 5 is you spark and speak. You're ready to go. You're absolutely ready to rock it. And that's what it's all about. Do all of those steps. So the first one is time to align. Step 2 is walk before you talk. Step 3 is breathe and believe. Step 4 is lower, slower, command. Step 5 is spark and speak. You're ready to go. So I really hope you love that strategy. But let's play for a moment. Okay, pretend you're in a situation. The phone rings, okay? And you look and you go, oh, it's that phone call I needed to make and I really didn't want to do that. You realize that it's Jenny on the phone. Okay, time to align. Time to align. A couple of lovely deep breaths in. Great. Pick up the phone. Hi Jenny, that's great. Look, I was going to give you a call today. Can you just hold the line for a moment, or can I give you a call back? Great, okay, I'll give you a call back in about 2 minutes. Put the phone down. Walk before you talk, okay? Now if Jenny had stayed on the line, what you'd do is you'd walk away from the phone, you'd walk out the door, get some fresh air or a space where you just need to after you're aligning yourself, you want to take that time to walk away and prepare. Now it's breathe and believe. So you create that beautiful picture, take some lovely deep breaths in. That's it. Paint that beautiful scene. Picture your favorite pet or someone who does calm and collected really, really well. Okay, now you're ready. Back on the phone. Dial, ring Jenny. Hi Jenny, look, thank you for that. I just had something I needed to complete. So look, I'm glad that you rang because I was going to give you a call. Do you remember the conversation we had with Tom yesterday? There were some things that happened that we need to go through. Let's talk about that now. Okay? And that's your spark and speak. When you're lower, slower, command, you're holding that space, you're commanding that space, you're in charge. It's easy to have that conversation, even when it's a difficult conversation. And the same thing happens when you're standing up to do the networking. You're ready to spark and speak and say what it is that's on your mind. So, okay, so that's your 5-step strategy, and it's been an absolute delight to give that to you. And as I say, if you would like a copy of this, all you need to do is private message me and let me know that please send this to me because I want to have it. I really want to improve my speaking skills and my confidence around this. You'll really find that this works. And the other thing is, look, if you're experiencing any challenges around confidence, around speaking, all of the things that we've been talking about today, if any of that stuff shows up for you, why not private message me? I will do my best to help you, to really help you overcome this. Let's have a conversation. And it's been fun doing this. I'm loving having the connection with you. Next Monday, as promised, I'm going to be doing another video and we'll be taking it to the next step around confidence, but also some speaking skills. And we'll be doing that next Monday. Now, if you would like to connect, as I say, private message me, let's have a conversation. And look, above all, just remember to keep speaking from your heart and sharing your message. And enjoy this beautiful day. Bye now.